Welcome to Unit 1, Chapter 1, Google Drive. The essential outcomes. In each unit, you will get essential outcomes. The essential outcomes will tell you what you need to know to do the work in the unit and also to do it well. First, you will utilize open and closed software to create and format business documents that are professional using basic software features. An example of open source software is Google Drive. This means that Google Drive is free to use for everyone. Matter of fact, web designers are free to go in and update the code to improve upon Google's overall performance. Microsoft Word is an example of closed source software. Microsoft protects its software through copyright, and in order for you to use it, you have to pay a fee. At this time, what other software do you know of that would be considered closed software? Second, I can statements. I can statements will be given to you at the start of each unit. You'll be asked to go through and identify all the skills that you know. We want you to make sure that you know the skill. Don't make it up. It's okay if you don't know. And then at the end of the unit, we'll ask you to go back into that I can statement and ask you to fill out another column that shows all the software tools that you know now in Google. This is a great way for you to see your own personal learning growth, which is important. And 3, articulate and utilize computer and software terminology. So now that we have looked at our essential outcomes, let us go now and open up a browser tab using Google Chrome. I highly recommend that you work through these activities right with me in this PowerPoint. All you have to do is, video. All you have to do is stop the video and perform the different tasks as you're asked. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we're in Google Chrome. If you are used to using Internet Explorer, you will probably have to use Google Chrome to get to your drive. Internet Explorer is really not compatible to Google Drive. So to open up our Google Drive, we're going to go to the far right side. We're going to click on the Google Apps, which are those 9 dots, and we're going to go down until we find Drive. The Drive is the triangle that has the green, blue, and gold. We're going to select that, and it is going to open up. More than likely, we are going to have to log in. You should be using your student email account for Meridian 223. I am going to use my MurphCat 72 only because I don't have much in this folder or drive. So I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to get to my drive, and I'm going to type in my password. Hopefully I'll get it the first time. Oops. Let's try this again. It's always important too that you write down your password in your planner so that you have it, so you know how to get into your drive. And if I look up on my tab up here, I can see it's opening up my drive and getting me into the software. All right, so now we're in Google Drive, and yours will look like mine if you have not used your Google Drive. If you have used your Google Drive, you probably already have documents and files or folders in here. So the first thing we're going to learn is about the screen. If we look, we have the new icon. We have the My Drive, Computers, Shared with Me, Recent, Starred, Trash. And then here is our cloud storage. And we have 60.2 megabytes of storage. So if I go to my drive, this will give me access to all the documents that are on my drive that I put up there. If I go to share with me, that will be the documents that people have shared with me. If you notice, I have 2 documents that have been shared. When I go to recent, this is a great tool to have, because if you don't remember the name of your document, then if you go to recent, it will show you today what was opened. I have already opened up my Getting Started. So it will show you all your recent documents. So it's a great way to actually identify. You have your starred, and then you have your trash. You also have computers. This is kind of a new feature. You may actually go and do computer syncing, but we'll let you explore that on your own. So we're going to go to My Drive, and the first thing we want to do is we want to figure out how we want to actually have our drive to look here in the middle. So if I go to the far right side, I'm going to see a list view. Right now I'm in grid view. That means I see my images. If I click on list view, it will change, and all I will see, instead of the big image, I will see more of the document file name or the folder. To get back, I just click on that again, and now I'm back to grid view where I can actually see my images. All right, so we're going to start by creating a folders, all right? And if you want to create these folders as you're watching this video, then I encourage you to do that. Otherwise, you can wait till you get to the end. So there's 3 different ways that we can actually add folders. If we go to the new icon and click on that, we have our folder option. If I go to My Drive and click on the drop down, I have my new folder option. And I also can right click here, but because of Screencast-away right now, I can't do that. But I can right click here and create a new folder. So I'm going to go up to My Drive, and we're going to create a new folder, and we want to call this folder 2018-2019. Oops, sorry, we should have a dash in there. Dash 2019 school year. That way we can keep our years separate. And we're going to click Create. And if we go down to our folder section, we're going to see we now have an actual folder called 2018-2019 school year. And we also have a section for files. Files are individual documents. Folders are where you keep all your information. You keep it there, so it's very organized for you. So if, let's say, we want to change the color of our folder, we're going to right click and go to change color, and we can select a color. And if you notice, the folder color will change. We're going to double click, and now we're in My Drive, and we're inside the 2018-2019 school year folder. So we're actually kind of going down. Let's say that My Drive is on the 3rd floor. All right, so when I go down to my 2018-2019 school year folder, it's like on an elevator going down to the 2nd floor. So now we are going to create a folder here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to click New Folder, and we're going to call this Intro to Computers. And I'm going to create it. And then I want to right click and give it a color. So now I have my Intro to Computer folder. Let's create another folder. Let's say we want to create one for English, because we're going to use Google Drive for our English class. So we'll create a folder here, and we'll give that a color too, since I want to be able to distinguish my colors from, or my folders from each other. And let's say also too that we are going to use Google Drive in our history class. So I'm going to make a folder for history and create that. And then I also change the color of the folder. And I encourage you to create the folders that you know that you think you will need in your 2018-2019 school year. So I have 3 classes set up. I'm going to double click my Intro to Computer folder. And then I'm going to go back up here and look at my path. Let's read this again. This is my 3rd floor, My Drive. I'm going to my 2nd floor, which is my 2nd folder, which is the 2018-2019 school year. And then now I'm on the 1st floor, which is my Intro to Computers folder. In here, I'm going to right click, and I want to create a Unit 1 folder. Oops, well, Unit 1. And then now I can also create or change the color of that. So now looking at, if I go inside my Unit 1 folder, I'm going to see my path starts with My Drive, which is the top floor, going down to the 2nd folder, which is our school year folder, going down to our 3rd year folder, which is Intro to Computers, and all the way down to our Unit 1 folder. So now we're in our Unit 1 folder. If I want to get back very quickly to my school year folder, I can just go up to the path, put my cursor on it, and select it, and it will take me right back to my classes. I can also click on my drive, and it will get me back to my original screen. So now we've got our folders all set up. If I go to the right side, I have my scroll bar. We're going to see that we have now a section for files, and we have a section for our folders. We have finished our activity, so now I highly recommend that you finish up your activity for this. That was to create the folders. You can either watch the video again and create the folders, or you may have been doing the folders as we go. Thanks for watching.